I recently replaced my EGR valve solenoid, and it lasted about a week or so. And today I got my code back. 32 code came back, so I suspect something's going on with my solenoid again. So I'm going to check it out. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the electrical solenoid right here. If I can. Stupid thing. Okay. I'm going to unplug this solenoid. I'm going to test for power. I'm going to go turn the truck on. Well, just not the truck on, I'm just going to put the key on. That should send power. Okay. Got my voltmeter here. I'll set it right here so you can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see it. Got it on DC volts. Going to test power to see if I have power. Yep, I've got power. I've got 12.45 volts here. Sending power here. However, I just checked power. I have 12.45 volts, but I want to make it, that's an open circuit, so that's just reading static voltage. I'm going to test it dynamically by hooking up a test light, test it under load, see if I got it good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook one post up to my positive. Okay. And make sure I got actually a good loaded circuit. Oh, see how bright that light is? That means I got it. Since that side's hooked up to positive, that means I have a good ground. Nice and good. Let me check the other side. I'm going to switch the leads. I'm going to hook that up to negative. Okay. Okay. I got a good negative and a good positive. So I suspect that my solenoid is bad. Okay, back to the voltmeter. This time I'm going to put my voltmeter on ohms. See if I have continuity in my solenoid. I'm suspecting that this solenoid is open. There's two pins in here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's two pins. Yep. Okay, I'm on both leads. And it's showing, oh, I touched the leads. Okay, I'm on both leads and I'm showing that it's open. So that's a bad solenoid. I have a new one here. I'll show you what a new one should read. The whole new assembly. That's the whole new one. It comes with the EGR valve and the solenoid put together in one. I'm going to read the resistance on it to see what it should be. Okay, that's reading about 34 ohms. So that's what it should read there, about 34 ohms, but it's open, so I'm just going to swap out this whole assembly. I already disconnected the electrical connector. So now the only thing I have to disconnect now is just the main vacuum port line, which is this. Right there, that's the bolt. There's one bolt there and one on the other side here, but all this assembly I got to pull this whole thing out, so I This was the vacuum line I disconnected. Vacuum line, that's all I had to pull out. Just pull this out and 2 bolts. Let me show you what the new one. The new one's just comes like an assembly. Just 2 bolts. Make sure this gasket is on there. And when you put it on, you want to put it on this way, so that the electrical connector's facing this way and the vacuum port's facing that way. This vacuum port and this electrical connector. You want it to go in like that. So I'm going to try that. Basically going to take these 2 bolts off. It's just a 10mm bolt. Kind of in a bad spot. And got that side loosened up, so let me take it off. Oh man, dropped it. There's 1 bolt. Dropped my frickin'. Dropped my stuff. This other one, this back one's a little harder to get to. Okay, I got it now. Okay, here's the other bolt. Man, that took a lot longer than what I thought it would. Now both bolts are out. I should be able to pull this out. It's freaking hot. I'm gonna do this. I got some cords wrapped around. Let me disconnect this connector here. I put these on so wire tight. Okay. Okay. Had to take off the vacuum hoses. They were wrapped around some stuff. Okay. Here's my new part. It's one assembly. I bought this for $40 off eBay. The local auto parts store, they all wanted about $75 or something like that for it. So I ordered a new one off eBay, and it looks good. So I'm gonna throw it in and try to put this in. It's kind of in a bad spot. Go ahead and get this other side started. Okay, I got my socket on the back bolt. Finally got it threaded. Now I'm just trying to tighten it down. It's kind of a bad spot. Okay, got that one. Got the two bolts replaced. Got that tightened down real tight. Only thing I have left to do now is to hook up this vacuum line. Okay, here's the vacuum line. Just gonna hook the vacuum line up to the back. That's snapped on. I just gotta hook up my connector. Which goes here. See the connector? I'm gonna hook that up. Well, that plug was really hard to push on. Finally got it to go on though. I was struggling with it. Got the plug on, got the EGR valve bolted down, solenoid hooked up. I heard the solenoid clicking when I was putting it on, so I know it's working now. I'm going to test her out, and before I seal this up, I'm going to get some wire ties, and I don't want this stuff getting hot and melting. I'm going to tie this up and just clean it up a little bit with wire ties the best I can. Okay. This is the one I took out. I'm trying to show you guys how it was sitting in there. Basically, that was the vacuum line I disconnected. That's the electrical plug. This was one of the bolt holes. The other bolt hole. So I mean, this is pretty much how it was sitting in the engine. It was just buried in the back near the firewall, so it was kind of hard to get to, but really, all in all, basically it was two bolts, a electrical connector, and a vacuum hose. And this assembly came, when I replaced it, it came as an assembly just like this, and it was $40, and I'm ready to test her out and see if it works now.